topic is wala sa Google Classroom nga gihatag ni Ma'am kay since atong time nga nahatag si Ma'am yung topic kay research man ko. So mao ni akong na-research. Principles of development. Ang ilahang mga gipang explain kanina kay same paghapon to bro. Na siya gamay nga differences sa agwa. So first, sa inyong own understanding, what is development? Can anyone give an own idea? What is development in your own understanding?
It's a process of growth.
Okay, thank you. So, development, it is a process, correct? So, development represents the overall changes, structure and shapes of an individual. So, ang development is makita sa atong appearance, sa atong mindset, sa tanan kay, when we say overall, kay tanan siya. So, first, we have number one, the principles of continuity. So, the development follows the principle of continuity, which means that development is a continuous process. So, ang development is continuous. Na may mga uban nga dili na mo growth kay nana sila yung mga sakit. So, it starts with prenatal and ends with death. So, ang development kay mag-start sa pagpanganak nato, ang kahumanan niya kay ato ang kamatayon. So, number two, the principle of integration. Development thus involves a movement from the two whole to parts and from parts to the whole. And in this way, it is the integration of the whole and its parts as well as the specific and general responses. So, in this principle, kay dili na mag-start ang bata, daway sila mo integrate, mag-response, mag-ihalugilo sa ilahang mga nakapalibot. Number three, principle of lack of uniformity and the developmental rate. Development taught the continuous process, as what I have said, but does not exhibit steadiness and uniformity in terms of the rate. So, ang development kay dili kung siya ingon nga, kung taas siya, taas kung ka. Dili siya uniform ba, dili siya pariha. Kay isa-isa sa ito, kay naman siya naging kay uniqueness. Pwedeng na siya talent ani, pwedeng lahi-lahi ba? Lahi-lahi ng characteristics. Then number four, principle of individual difference. Mao na ni, individual differences. So every organism is a distinct creation in itself. So mga na to, lahi-lahi ng characteristics. So lahi-lahi tag mga talents. Ano na siya. One of the most important principles of development is that involves individual differences. So, importante kayo sa development na makastanta in our own. So, number five is principle of uniformity pattern. Although development does not proceed at a uniform rate and shows marked individual differences concerning the process and outcome of various stages of development, it follows a definite pattern in one or the other dimension which is uniform and universal concerning the individual of each species. Kaya nga, principle kay, wala siya ganang pattern ganang, di ba sa ako kay girl, boy, naman ay mga gender. So, number six, principle of proceeding from general to specific. While developing to any aspects of personality, the child first pick up or exhibit a general response and learn how to show specific and goal-directed responses afterwards. Ang mga baby kay dalira sila magka-catch up o magka-learn. Kusog-sab na silang senses. Number seven, principle of interaction between heredity and environment. So, dali kay magdepende na ang growth sa bata sa iyahang mga palibot. Number eight, kay principle of interaction. Various aspects or dimensions of one growth and development are interrelated. What is achieved or not achieved in one or other dimensions in the course of the gradual and continuous process of development surely affects the developmental of other dimensions. So, number 9, principle sipak lokwadal. Nakabantay mo ano yung sipak lokwadal sa ato ang exam kay ma'am? Na siya no? Kaning sipak lokwadal o proximo distal. So, kaning sipak lokwadal kay development proceeds in the directions of the longitudinal axis. Development from head to foot or toe. Kanang mo-action bitaw bangon ng bata, kanang mo-action siya bangon na nang magkuan iyang, di ba, munyag bubangon ng bata, maagsa iyang to ay iyang ulo o iyang tiil. Nga magkuan siya. Then, while lang kaning proximodistal, development of motor skills to start and central body parts to outwards. Kanang mo-action o kulog ang bata. Principle of predictability, number 11, development is predictable. So, ang development is predictable, giday siya. Which means that with the help of the uniformity of pattern and sequence of development, we can go to a great extent forecast in the general nature and behavior of a child. And number 12, principle of spiral versus linear achievement. The principle doesn't proceed straight or linear on the path of development at any stage. Never takes place at a constant or steady pace. Last, number 13, principal association of maturation and learning. Diri na, biological growth and development are known as maturation. Biological changes involve changes in the brain, in the nervous system, which provide new abilities to a child. Development proceeds from simple to complex. In the beginning, a child learns through can create objects and gradually moves to abstract thinking. This transition happens because of maturation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I am here in front of you to discuss the 5 basic components of language. So, the 5 components of language. These are phonemes, morphemes, syntax, semantics, and pragmatics. So, ang phonemes are the basic units of sound in any given language. So, nani siya sa Filipino katong nag-exam ka. These are the sounds we create with the letters of the alphabet. For example, the word hat. Hat has 3 phonemes, H, A, and T. When we teach reading, we teach children which letters represent those sounds. So the next one is morpheme. These are the smallest grammatical units of speech. This includes base words such as hat, dog, or love, as well as the affixes. Affixes are an, re, then the plural form s or es, and the past tense ed. Example. From the word dog, iyahang morpheme kay S, ER, ED, ING. So kung basahon, talk, talks, talker, talk of talking. Muna siya. Then sa reopen po the word, yung morpheme po kay re, of, ED. Muna reopen. Then the syntax, this is the study of sentence patterns of language. The way how words are combined to form sentences and studies the formation of sentences. These are the arrangement of words into the sentence that make sense in a given language. So, kung syempre, this is the pattern of language. Kung istorya ka, di ba, dapat kuanjod ka na, dapat check ang grammar kung mag-English ka. Then, as well as kung mag-Bisaya ka, dapat sunod-sunod para masabtan sa mga tao. Then, semantics. This is the understanding of words, meanings, and the relationship between words. Pragmatics. Pragmatic language is the use of appropriate communication. Kanang mahibaran na itong, ato ko na itong unsang istorya, kanusang istorya, o unsang istorya. That's all. Thank you.
Ang topic is all about principles of language development that theories of language development
repetitions without receiving explicit instructions. For example, children automatically grasp the correct weights or independent sentence structures without being taught. Next is the theory of John Piaget, which is the cognitive development theory perspective. In contrast to nativist theory, the cognitive development theory does not state a specific inborn mechanism as part of the developmental process. According to Piaget, appears one has the ability to represent symbols in the mind. This leads to the creation of words, which leads to language acquisition. Unlike the nativists na nagtuo nga ang culture and society kay crucial sa cognitive development sa bata. Then ang theory ni Piaget kay nagaynon na ang cognitive development ay tabo by stages. Ang iyang theory is the 4 stages of cognitive development, which is first is the sensory motor stage, pre-operational, concrete operational, o formal operational stage. Kini is na differ siya sa edad sa bata. Example, ang kuya. Di ba ang kuya is limited rayahang makatunan? Siya makatunan kay naa man siya sa earliest stage of development. Pero kanang adults, kay mature na gid siya. Kay mature na kay naa na siya sa kuan. Sa highest stage of development. Next is Bev Skinner. The behaviorist perspective by Bev Skinner. The behaviorist perspective believes that nurture is most crucial in the process of language development. According to Bev Skinner's behaviorist theory, language is taught for various reinforcements in the environment. The theory of Bev Skinner is based upon the idea that learning is a function of change in our behavior. Changes in behavior are the result of an individual's response to events that occur in the environment. Next is the interactionist perspective by Lev Vygotsky. The interactionists believe that nurture is crucial in the process of language development. The interactionist perspective differs from the behaviorist perspective in that this perspective believes that language is acquired through social interaction in the environment, not reinforcement. Example, when we have learned to ride a bicycle, first the training was then as we hold the bicycle steady per day, then with some verbal coaching as skill and benefit of it help us ride independently. Next is the stages in speech development. First, primitive or natural stage. Young edad ay 2 years old. This is characterized by 3 non-intellectual speech functions, which is the emotional release, social reactions, substitutions for objects, and
I'll be continuing the topic of Miss Akuya and Miss Lanjao about the principles of language and development. But this time we are going to talk about the language development chart. So as you can see on the third slide of my PowerPoint presentation, we have the age of the child and the typical language development on the other side. So by 6 months, he or she at the baby reach 6 months old, he or she will develop vocalization and intonation, response to his name, response to human voices without visual cues, by turning his head and eyes. So by this age, mag-abot ang baby of 6 months old, he will respond sa iyang name, by turning his head and his eyes. So by 12 months or a 1-year-old baby, he or she uses 1 or more words with meaning, understands simple instructions, especially vocal or physical cues are given. So by 12 months, kabalo na o ganing mga ginagmay words ang mga bata such as mama or dana. So So by 18 months, he or she has a vocabulary of approximately 5 to 20 words. Vocabulary made up of chiefly of nouns, some echolalia. So what does echolalia? Echolalia means it is the repetition of speech or words by a baby learning to talk. So by 24 months or a 2-year-old child, he or she has a vocabulary of approximately 150 to 300 words, can use the pronouns correctly, I, me, you, although me and I are often confused, responds to such commands as show me your eyes, nose, and hair. So by 2 years old ang bata, so kabalo mo point out mga basic parts sa basic parts of the body of toddlers such as 2 years old child. So by 36 months, he has in the neighborhood of 900 to 1,000 words, able to reason out such questions as what must do when you are sleepy, hungry, full, or thirsty. So should be able to give his sex, name, and age. So by this age, 3 years old child, kabalo na mo identify, kabalo na sa iyang name, sa iyang age, and then kabalo na ma-identify kung sa iyang sex, which either female ba siya or male. So by 48 months or 4 years old child knows names of familiar animals. So by this age, kabalo na ma-identify mga particular na mga animals ang bata, such as dogs, cats, kaya makita na kita lang sa ato ang palibot. And then, knows one or more colors. Kabalo na po siya mo ma-identify ang mga shades of colors. And then can repeat 4 digits when they are given slowly. Can usually repeat words of 4 syllables. Much repetition of words, phrases, syllables, and even sounds. So by 60 months, he or she has a number concept of 4 or more, can count to 10, which should be completely intelligible in spite of articulation problems, and should have all vowels and the consonants. So by this age, 5 years old, kabalo na ma-identify as a consonants and vowels ang mga bata, and then kabalo na pag-count bisan of 1 to 10 lang. So by 6 years old, so speech should be completely intelligible and socially useful. So what is speech should be completely intelligible means marang ganap na mga kaning masabtan ang inistoryahan sa mga bata by this age, and should have all vowels and the consonants. It should be able to tell. So by 6 years old, speech should be completely intelligible and socially useful. Should be able to tell one or rather connected story about future, seeing relationships between objects and happenings. So by 7 years old, he or she should be able to tell time to quarter hour, should be able to do simple reading and to write or print many words. So by this age, kabalo na mo tell time, kabalo na mo tanaw analog clock ang mga bata. So by 8 years old, all speech sounds, including consonants, blends, should be established. Control of rates, pitch, and volume are generally well and appropriately established, and can carry on conversation at a rather adult. So that's all.